Now we are discussing about cyclic voltammetry. Cyclic voltammetry is a versatile technique and for study of electron transfer in solution. And this is the block diagram of cyclic voltammetry. And this is the potential static. That means it will provide the potential, and it is used to apply the potential to the electrodes. This is this is counter electrode, and generally it is used as the in platinum wire, and this is the reference electrode, and this is the working electrode. Generally reference electrode uses the saturated calomel electrode, and the working electrode used as generally used as platinum or rm or classic carbon. And this is the supporting electrolyte solution. Here is the analyte present. What we are we are taking a sample in this solution, that is known as analyte. When we are apply the potential to the electrodes, the produced current, and the produced current will be flows through the counter electrode and working electrode, but not reference electrode, but not the current flow between the counter electrode and working electrode, but not in the reference electrode. And generally the solution should be unstirred. That means if the solution will be stirred, what will happen? Due to the stirring of solution, movement of ions will be takes place. Movement of ions will be due to this movement of ions, there will be generation of current or produce due to movement of ions produce current. That produced current is known as convection current. The produced current is known as convection current. In order to eliminate this convection current, we have to use what we are using. The solution should be unstirred. That's why we can eliminate this convection current. And applied potential in the form of triangular waveform. We are applying the potential in the form of triangular waveform in cyclic voltammetry. Just like this is the triangular waveform of applied potential. This is the cathodic potential we are applying. And let us take an example. The potential varied from plus 0.8 volts to minus 0.15 volt. Let us take an example. What we are taking, where initially we are taking 0.8 volt to and minus 0.15 volt. When we extreme minus 0.15 volt, when we reach and when we extreme, this is the extreme point of this potential, this one is reached, the scan direction is reversed and potential is returned to its original value. Its potential will be reaches to minus 0.15, and the scan direction is reversed. That means it will be downward direction, that is reverse direction, and it will be reaches to original value. That original value is known as nothing but plus 0.8 volts. From this the voltage extreme at which reversal takes place. That means here minus 0.15 to 0.8 volts is known as switching potential. First of all, we are applying the potential from 0.8 to 0.15. When we reaches the maximum potential, that means minus 0.15 volt, what will happen? And it will be down. It will fall downwards. Means it is reverse. In reverse direction, it will be moves to again 0.8. The range between minus 0.15 volt to 0.8 volt is known as switching potential. This range is known as switching potential range. In this example, we are applying the potential between varies from plus 0.8 volt to minus 0.15 volt. The scan in direction of more negative value. The scan in which direction more negative value potential is termed as forward scan. Means from here to here, that scan is known as forward scan, and while the another one is this from here to here, it is known as reverse scan. That means from 0.8 to minus 0.15 volt is known as forward scan, and minus 0.15 volt to again its original position means 0.8 volt is reverse scan of this one. And in this diagram there is a N2 inlet and N2 outlet are there. Just like in polarography, N2 is used to eliminate unwanted atmosphere oxygen present in the cell. This is for a basic principle and involved in the polarography. Now we are going to discuss about cyclic voltogram. This is the cyclic voltogram. The graph between the current and potential is known as voltogram, and initially the graph will be like this. In this we are providing potential is V1, and this is the V12, and this is V2. And V1 is the initial potential and V2 is the set potential, where the set potential, the ramp is inverse towards to, and it goes to its original potential value, that is V1. And this is the capacitive current. Initially, this is initially this is the capacitive current. This is known as capacitive current. Initially there is no oxidative species. That's why capacitive current produced. And capacitive current also due to formation of double layer at the surface of electrode. In the same polarography, what will happen? There is a formation of double layer. Due to formation of double layer, there produces some current. That current is known as reducible current. In the same way, in cyclic voltammetry, the formation of double layer at the surface of the electrode, that current is known as capacitive current. And next, this is the Faradic current. This Faradic current is due to oxidation of analyte, and the produced current is known as anodic peak current. Whereas in this direction, the reverse direction, due to reduction of the analyte, there produce a current. That current is known as cathodic peak current. At this, EA means electrode potential at anode, and at this EPC, this is electrode potential at cathode. IPA equals means anodic peak current. IPC means cathodic peak current. The peak current in cyclic voltammetries are directly proportional to concentration of analyte. This height of the peak and this peak height and peak shape of the peak will be represent the how much the concentration present in our given sample or our given analyte. In polarography, we measure in what we are measuring in polarography, we are measuring only cathodic current, but in voltammetry we are measuring cathodic current as well as this cathodic current as well as anodic current. That is the basic difference between polarography and voltammetry. In polarography we are only measuring cathodic current. Cathodic current nothing but reduction of ions takes place, then produce cathodic current. Where in voltammetry it is possible to produce both current, that is anodic current and cathodic current. Anodic current due to oxidation, due to oxidation anodic current will be produced. And this is the voltagram. The graph between current and potential is known as cyclic voltagram. Thank you.